The grid arrange function allows you to create a grid of objects that are equally spaced in between each other. So to begin, let's grab a couple of objects here, and we can just use either cubes or rectangles. So I'm going to use a rectangle for this one, and just so we can see it a little bit better, we're going to drag a material on it. And what we want to do is actually copy this a couple times. So let's make 5 copies in total, or 5 containers. So I'm just holding down the control key, clicking on a rectangle and dragging it down, and notice I can use this bracket system here to direct where I want my copies to go. And I'm just copying it down on the same level. And now what I want to do is group all of these. So if I click on my bottom rectangle and I go hold down shift and I click on my top rectangle, I can now throw these in a group by clicking on this group or control G button, and it automatically groups 5 of my containers here. So now I'm going to go back into my FP plugin, and in the arrange folder there's a grid arrange. So we're going to drag this grid arrange function right onto our top level group, and I'm going to click on the grid arrange function. Now the number of columns and number of rows must equal the number of containers you have in your scene tree. So first what we're going to do is number of rows. So I'm going to select this to 5 since we have 5 containers. So we have number of rows 5. I'm going to use the row offset, and I'm just going to click on it and adjust this out until I see spaces between my rectangles. And now I'm just going to go back and kind of reposition these, and I can scale these down a little bit and reposition them in the window here. So if we want to take this a step further and create a grid across the screen, we can create copies within this group. And now once we're done with this grid arrange, since we don't have any animation on it, I'm going to just drag that to the trash, and I'm going to copy this group 4 more times so that I have 5 in total. And then I'm going to hold down shift and select the bottom one so that all containers are selected. I'm going to group these. Now I'm going to go back and grab my grid arrange plugin, drag it onto the top level group again, and this time when we go into the grid arrange plugin, we're going to do number of columns. So since I have 5 containers in my scene tree, I'm going to adjust this to 5, and I'm going to use the column offset to offset this. So if I keep going, I'm going to see space in between them, and now I can come back and readjust my grid within the render window. Now if you don't have any animation on the grid arrange plugin, you can get rid of it. However, you can use this to animate. So if we reset this back to 0 and I set a keyframe here and I advance this out and set another keyframe and I hit play, this is when you would want to keep the grid arrange plugin on there since you have an animation attached to it.